Hello again, Packer fans. It's Ralph Mancini from LombardiApp.com. It is week 5 of the NFL regular season. The Green Bay Packers are coming off a convincing victory over the Chicago Bears, but it is time to put that in the rearview mirror. It is time to turn the page, move on, and focus on the Dallas Cowboys, a team that gave us a host of issues last season. They beat the Packers in week 6 of the regular season, and they gave the Packers everything they could handle in the playoffs. And, if not for the heroics of Aaron Rodgers and a last-minute field goal, the Packers do not advance to the NFC Championship against the Falcons last season. So, what can we expect from this game? I think one of the things that we can anticipate is a lot of points being scored as both sides have a plethora of firepower, a lot of playmakers that both defenses have to account for. Now, before we move on and take a look at some specific matchups, I think, another thing that is going to be important in this game to really see if the Packers have a good chance of coming away with a victory is looking at the injury report. Which one of our injured players are going to be coming back for this ball game? Well, David Bakhtiari, Brian Bulaga, if those two are back, they could stabilize the offensive line, and we're really going to need them against some of the pass rushers that Dallas has. And they also have David Irving coming back from his suspension, and along with DeMarcus Lawrence, who has performed well so far this season. We have Mike Daniels. Is he going to come back? And what about Devontae Adams? I mean, it is crazy that we're even talking about him possibly suiting up for this game after that vicious hit that he absorbed last week. So, how do we defend these playmakers that the Dallas Cowboys have? I mean, you have Dak Prescott, you have Ezekiel Elliott, Dez Bryant, Jason Witten, Bryce Butler, Terrence Williams. The list goes on. I'm telling you, Dom Capers, I do not envy him this week as he's, trying to draw up a game plan that can be successful. I think the first thing you have to do is try to find a way to shut down Dez Bryant. Dez has had some really big games against the Packers over the past few years, and it wasn't so long ago that he torched the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs, where he had 9 receptions for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, back then, the Packers defense was undermanned. They had no choice but to put Ladarius Gunter on Dez Bryant. Now, and Gunter, while he has the size, the instincts, the length to defend these types of receivers like a Dez Bryant, what he lacks is speed. And, that really hurt him and allowed Dez Bryant to have the type of performance that he ended up having. But what we have this year is Kevin King. I think he's going to be key in this particular contest as far as us keeping Dez Bryant under wraps. Now, is this going to be too tall of a task for a rookie like Kevin King? Well, a couple of weeks ago, I think he did a pretty credible job against A.J. Green. Now, you might be saying, well, A.J. Green had 10 receptions. True, but he only averaged 11.1 yards on those 10 catches. So Kevin King has the speed, 4.43 speed, the length, and the size, and the physicality, I think, to play against Dez Bryant. You need somebody who's going to body up on Dez Bryant. He makes a lot of those, catches where he goes up in the air. He beats his man to the catch point. So you need somebody that's not going to get pushed around by number 88. The other thing that I like about Kevin King is his confidence. Now, I read a report earlier today where it was brought up to Kevin King that, he might be the person, the cornerback that's going to be used to shadow Dez Bryant. And he just said, hey, you know what? He basically said, bring it on. This is what they brought me here for. So you got to love that bravado. You got to love the confidence on his part. And let's face it, Dez Bryant is, that one receiver that that can consistently make those big plays, that could score those 50-yard touchdowns, make those 60-yard plays, even to get his team into the red zone. So I will take my chances and have Dak Prescott throw the ball to to Bryce Butler, and to Terrence Williams. You know, while those guys can occasionally make a big play downfield, I don't think they can quite do it as consistently as Dez Bryant. A lot of people are of the opinion that Dez Bryant might be on the backside of his career. He might not have the same explosiveness he had 4 or 5 years ago. I beg to differ. If you watched him play against the Rams, he made a lot of plays downfield where he actually did separate from his man, where he went up and made those plays above the rim with his strong hands, his strong body, and his overall competitive nature. So, force Dak Prescott to throw a lot of those 5 and 6 yard passes to Cole Beasley, to Jason Witten, let him focus on the running game, and hopefully Kevin King can limit Dez Bryant to, let's say, about 5 receptions, 50 to 60 yards, and no touchdowns. If we are able to do that, if Kevin King can step up and give us that type of performance, I think the Green Bay Packers have a great chance of winning this game. It's going to be high scoring. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. So if Kevin King does his job, I could see the Packers winning this game somewhere in the area of, let's say, 34 to 28, 31 to 27. They're going to be points scored, but I do see the Packers coming out ahead if Kevin King can give us the same type of game, the same type of performance that he offered us just a couple of weeks ago against the Cincinnati Bengals. So, for LombardiAv.com, this is Ralph Mancini saying, go Pack, go! See you next time, folks.